Okay. Now you looked at this and go, woo-wee, there's a fraction in there. What do I do? Nah, come on. Fraction is just a number. It's just a number. And let's see if this will help you. Once again, just like in the previous segment, if you saw a number outside of parentheses, you did distributive property. Here we go. We see a number outside of parentheses. So we're going to do the distributive property. You see, the procedure is the same, just different numbers. Now here's how you want to consider doing this one. You see that whole number 24? That's a whole number. It's like a numerator. And 4 is a denominator. Way back in 4th grade, your teacher may have shown you to do a thing called cross-cancel. Cross-cancel. So the 4 denominator reduces the 24 6 times. And that numerator times this numerator, 3 times 6 is 18. Minus. Now that 4, even though it's crossed off, we have to use it again for the second term. That 4 reduces that coefficient 8 2 times. So negative or minus 2b, okay, minus 2b times the numerator 3 now left over gives you minus 6b. You may want to rewind and play that back again, okay? Now on the right side, it comes out nice and simple. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? 2 times 5b is 10b. And that coefficient 2 times the second term 1 is 2. Now let's follow the same routine as we did from the last segment, where I said take all the variables on the right side of the equation and move it to the left. So we have to take the additive inverse of 10b, which will be minus 10b or negative 10b to both sides of the equation. Remember, whatever you do on the right side, you have to do it to the left and line them up with the like terms. On the right side of the equation, 10b minus 10b cancels out. They become 0. So all that remains is just a constant 2. On the left side, negative 6b and negative 10b becomes, well, they're both negative. When you combine them, becomes negative 16b. And 18, we haven't done anything, so we're going to write it down here. Now, to solve for b, we have to move the 18. So we're going to subtract the 18 to both sides of the equation. Subtraction property of equality. So all that remains on the left is simply negative 16b. And on the right side, well, again, going back to the money thing, you have $2 in a bank, you take out 18, you're overdrawn. You owe the bank now negative 16. Now to solve for b, you take this negative 16 and divide it to both sides of the equation, division property of equality. So negative 16 here simplifies to a 1b, or simply b. And here, when you multiply or divide, negative and negative, it becomes a positive. And 16 is simply 1. There you have it. Now here's your second chance. You try that one, okay? Good. Again, we have a number outside of parentheses. And yes, it's a fraction. So we're going to take that and multiply to the first and the second term inside of parentheses. Now you could look at it in another way, since it's a simple fraction. If you take half of 12, you know it's going to become a 6. Or you could say 2 simplifies the 12 6 times. So 6n times 1 is 6n. Again, simple fraction 1/2. Half of negative 4, we know it's going to be minus 2. Or you could say 2 cancels the 4 twice. So either way, you get 6n minus 2. And that equals, oh, look at this one. You don't have to worry about this derivative here. There you go. And following the same routine as before, let's take all the n, all the variable on the right side of the equation, and combine it with the one on the left by doing the additive inverse, which is plus 10n to both sides of the equation. And line them up. Draw the line to show that you're taking the sum of the two terms, or the difference. Okay? And then on the right side of the equation, we have 14 and negative 10n, positive 10n, they cancel out. Nothing else remaining on the right side. On the left, 6n plus 10n is 16n minus the 2. Now to solve for n, you have to do the opposite of the minus 2 to both sides of the equation. And look how pretty the answer comes out. We have 16n on the left side, and 14 plus 2 is 16 on the right side. Oh my goodness. So to solve for n, we're going to divide this coefficient 16 to both sides. So n is simply 1. There you have it, solving multi-step equation. Keep in mind this is just one way. Maybe later on we'll discuss other ways.